Review worst to best. I did with the WWE ones. This is my first time doing it with the TNA pay-per-views, and I hadn't done ranking every pay-per-view since over a year ago, December. Oh my god! But anyway, let's talk about the 2017 TNA pay-per-views. I will count down every WWE pay-per-view for 2009. As well as I'll do the TNA pay-per-views for 2009 also. So let's get on to this. 2007 for TNA was infinitely better than WWE was at this time period, but they are not innocent when it comes to. This was right after the Benoit thing. By the way, I'm not gonna say what it is. Okay, we're not gonna mention it. So Thursday I'll do Halloween Havoc 1992 on the secondary channel. That is. Now you're gonna see these again on the other channel. That is. So, anyways, let's start with. None of these are not really bad pay-per-views, but there are two, in my opinion, the weaker pay-per-views. That is. Let's start with Dead Last. Turning Point 2007. The reason why this is Dead Last, not the next one, because this is one of the more. Oh, God. The reason why this is Dead Last, because this is one of the most infamous pay-per-views. Sam's Victory Road 09 and 11. But yeah, this was supposed to have Scott Hall on this show, and you know about all this. He didn't no show. Samoa Joe did that infamous shoot promo, and let the Eric Young being in this. There's also, Booker T in his second TNA pay-per-view match. There was also the 10,000 tax match, and the first of Feast or Fire. But yeah, this show wasn't that great. And that brings up to the next one on my list, Lockdown 2007. This could have been great, but you have the infamous electrified cage match. I don't understand why they have to do this electrified bullshit. You could have just done a regular steel cage match between Team 3D and LAX. You have the return of Jeff Jarrett as a babyface. So this was right after he was gone after Bound for Glory 2006. He will not be around much longer, by the way. You guys have another controversial match in the blindfold match between James Storm and Chris Harris, which, yeah. This was just another. This was like one of the first like bad TNA pay-per-views, but it's okay. I mean, it's not as bad as Victory Road 2009 or 2011 or Genesis 2010, that is. Speaking of Genesis, now we get to the good ones. Like I said before, these two were the weaker pay-per-views of 2007. So that's why they are the two worst quotation marks, because they were not shit. Genesis 2007 is next up on the list. Again, I don't remember where I ranked these events. I know number one, I ranked a good range, but yeah, Genesis 2007, this was right after Bound for Glory. So, you have Booker T's first TNA appearance. This whole tag for the title main event, felt like a WCW main event, basically, from 99. Might do the WCW ones also. Stay tuned for those. This was the beginning of the Angle Alliance also, because, yeah. You have Shop of Horrors, Abyss versus Black Ring, aka Dustin Rhodes. Jesus Christ, that is so stupid. The beginning of the Team 3D, X Division feud. You have the Steiner Brothers in their, I think this was their last time teaming up in the United States. Then Scott Steiner went back to being a heel afterwards. This was Scott Steiner's brief run in TNA as a babyface. First time around. Yeah, it was a decent pay-per-view. Victory Road 2007 is the next one on the list. Like I said before, this had another clusterfuck main event where every TNA title is on the line. If you want to see this had here Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe versus Team 3D for all the belts, the World Heavyweight, the X Division, and the tag titles. Normally in situations like this, the two singles guys are on the tag team championships, but not in this case. Yeah, the rest felt like a 3-hour episode of Impact at this time period. You have the Ultimate X Match, 10-man Ultimate X Match featuring the return of Triple X. That's what I said on the back. Yeah, it was a okay period. You got Sting and Abyss teaming up on this show. Yeah, that feud was terrible. Yeah, like I said before, it felt like an episode of Impact. Next up, we have No Surrender, where Kurt Angle now wrestled not once, not twice, but 3 times. And this led to the whole thing with him and Sting at Bound for Glory. Actually, Kurt Angle's on the... you can see Kurt Angle on the back of this DVD also. Hilarious. You have other matches on here. You know, Samoa Joe and Christian. A 10-man... or 10-team... 10-team gauntlet match. Rhino and James Storm. Did they have a match at Victory Road? Yeah, a match here. This led to them having that blow up at Destination X 2008. Yeah. This show was good. Abyss and Kurt Angle. Not Sting at the Abyss. No. Kurt Angle and Abyss was actually... I think their Turning Point 2008 match was better than that match, but it was still a good match. It was a good pay-per-view. Speaking of controversial pay-per-views, we have Sacrifice 2007. Now, this was around the time TNA and the NWA split apart. Jeez, stay tuned for my Halloween Havoc 93 review for that. And they showed the TNA title, but they didn't have the TNA title yet until Slammiversary. This was a spoiler cover. So yeah, that was the main event. Christian Cage defends his world title against Kurt Angle and Sting with the botch finish, like I mentioned back in my review of all these. Thankfully, I'm not doing those anymore. I have another channel, and I'm talking about TNA pay-per-views. Also, I only did 3. One was the redo of Final Resolution 2006, and the other 2 were Turning Point 2004, and Genesis 2011. But regardless, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, you can't go wrong with these two having a great match. Jeff Jarrett's last TNA match against Robert Roode, he put him over in this one. Rhino versus Christopher Daniels, they have a match. But yeah, this was normal for the controversial ending and led to the making of the TNA World Championship, the first design of it. My opinion, it was the best one. Now, speaking of Victory Road, we get to the Hard Justice next. I said this before, we had the all or nothing main event, winner take all match. I don't like the idea of having... This was not a unification or anything like that. This was for every TNA title. Again, this felt like another 3-hour episode of Impact. Padman Jones speaks out to join TNA. I think this was around the time he can't do anything physical because of something I'm not going to mention. This was... The Doomsday Chamber blood match was a goofy stipulation. Yeah, you have a barroom brawl between Rhino and James Storm, quotation marks, this was not in a literal bar. But yeah, it was not the best TNA pay-per-views they did. This is like what? Number 6. So yeah, we're at the top 5 now. So yeah, this was a good show again. Like I said, for early TNA stuff was better than what we see nowadays. But yeah. Okay, now we get to the top 5. And the first 3 here are in the top 5. Next is Against All Odds 2007. This is the main event right here. Kurt Angle versus the NWA / TNA champion Christian Cage with unofficial enforcer Samoa Joe. This is, of course, led to the one with Destination X. This was also had the Motor City chain match between Rhino and AJ Styles. This was during their feud that started at the end of 2006 into Destination X 2007. Base Brawl 2, no thank you. And yeah, Staying in Abyss in a prison yard match, which is probably their better of their matches they had one-on-one on pay-per-view. So yeah, like I said before, it was another decently good pay-per-view. Sorry. Final Resolution 2007 is number 4 on this list. This was the main event, the elimination match for the world title. Christian Cage won it again, and this led to the continuation to the Abyss Sting feud, which was terrible. It was an elimination rule, so there's that. Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe had a fantastic Iron Man match. Should have been the main event of this show. This felt like an early WCW pay-per-view where in the NWO era where the undercard was great, the main event was not good. Cliche thing. You have AJ Styles and Rhino in a last-minute staying match. That was the opener, I think. And then LXT 3D. I think was that on the card of this show? Yeah, the Little Italy street fight. They went overboard with the stipulations, but yeah. Yeah. It's a good show. Not as great as 2006 in my opinion, but yeah. Which I did it twice. One on this channel and the other on my secondary channels, yeah. Let's get to number 3. Destination X 2007. Samoa Joe versus Christian Cage. That was a good main event. Elevation X between Rhino and AJ Styles. It's just a scaffold match. You had one of the worst ones. Last rites match between Sting and Abyss. Jesus Christ. That was stupid. A ghetto brawl between LAX and Team 3. Destination X was like one of the best pay-per-views TNA did. I don't think there was a bad Destination X, but like with No Mercy, I think this is one of the weaker Destination X pay-per-views. So, yeah, it was a good event. I think, yeah. Number 2, Slammiversary 2007. This was the beginning of the TNA title scenes nowadays, because, like I said, stay tuned for how we have a Night 2 review. You have, the King of the Mountain match. People don't like this stipulation match. I think it's creative. You have the first TNA World Heavyweight Championship being crowned, which was, spoiler alert, it was Kurt Angle. Team 3D defended their TNA tag team titles for the first time. I think Scott Steiner had a staph infection, and he didn't show for this event, so Road Warrior Animal took his place with Rick Steiner. Sting and Christopher Daniels was better than it had right to be. And rest of the card was, look at this fucking card. I got to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 matches. What is this? WCW in 97, 98? But anyways, this is number 2, Slammiversary 2007. And yes, this is technically a spoiler cover. Don't like spoiler covers, but yeah. Number 1, it's Bound for Glory 2007. I mean, there was a tables match between The Steiner brothers, Scott Steiner said the fat ass promo was funny, and Team 3D. Um, this was the first time the TNA had their own women's championship on this show. Um, I don't know why I had to do the Scott Steiner thing. It was funny. And your big main event here, Kurt Angle versus Sting for the world title. There was a fight for the right match. I think this had Rikishi's first and only TNA appearance here. But anyways, and I think this was the first time Costa vs. Creed, aka Xavier Woods, made his TNA pay-per-view debut also. So, yeah, this is my opinion, the best show TNA did. Bound for Glory 2007. So that's my first one. I'm gonna do the 2009 ones next, as well as the WWE ones. Also, I'll probably do that one first before I do the TNA ones, maybe. But anyway, so Thursday I'll do Halloween Havoc 1992 first. So yeah, for continuation of my Halloween reviews, you're gonna see my. If you saw my last review, I'm gonna do the 2 Madea Halloween movies, and on my secondary channel will be Halloween Havoc 1992, and also 93, redo of 97, and redo of 98. So yeah, like this, comment, and subscribe to both my channels in there. Bye.